Hello, found footage fans, and welcome to We Found a Tape.
Tape Talks.
Welcome to Tape Talks, a special new series from We Found a Tape. Here we sit down with directors, filmmakers and cinematographers to deep dive into the creative process behind found footage filmmaking, from writing and shooting to the journey of bringing these unique stories to life.
Welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Tape Talks presented by We Found a Tape. We're joined today by Garth Brooks himself, the creative mind behind Bum and the Tad Nightingale trilogy, which I'm obsessed with. Today we're joined by Anthony Leroy.
Howdy doody.
Hell yeah. How's it going today, Anthony?
Better now you guys are here.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to say, basically just saying about how much we appreciate how much you have shared the podcast and, interacted with us for such a long period of time. It's kind of amazing that we're now getting to chat about Bum, to chat about your work and your style. I've been a fan for quite some time, and it's great to see that it's finally coming to Found. For anyone that doesn't know about your work or the production company that you function out of, why don't you tell us a bit about that?
Firstly, how can I not support We Found a Tape? How can I not support you guys supporting found footage, which is, it's important to shed a light on that specific subgenre of film, and I think your podcast is solid, and I think you guys ask great questions and you have good interviewees on, and guys, keep going. I'm gonna share the shit out of it. It's just the way it goes. I will say, me and my friends Josh and Tice founded the Lytra Collective, which is like our production company. It was supposed to be like a central hub for just our film projects. Josh and Tice were more in line with doing documentaries, and I was more in line with doing narrative work. And I think, I put a lot of pressure on myself to create a very good, like short film that, I don't know, would be like a nice calling card or something. And I feel like in that process, I broke my identity down as a filmmaker. And by the time it was finished, I realized, I don't care about this at all. I like, my feelings towards it have been like completely shaved off, essentially. So I had to go back to my roots. And, I always wanted to return to shooting on tape, because that's how I grew up, was shooting on tape, running around with those Sears over-the-shoulder camcorders and VHS tapes and stuff like that. And I said it would be fun to go back and try my hand at it again with the knowledge I have now. And once I did that, once I started experimenting with that idea, there just came like a flush of momentum and energy where it was like, holy shit, this is who I am. This is what I want to do, is to shoot the most chaotic things possible on tape with, ADHD brain, essentially, and just, seeing if I can conjure up something that is unique while also being like funny, and I don't know about scary, but definitely like maintaining comedy is probably the thing I want to do the most. I also think like the more you apply comedy, the easier it is to get away with really dark subject matter or imagery, because you're approaching it from a comic lens. So I think, there are some like horrific things in Bum, I would say, that I think will throw people off if they're watching it. And I think it could completely be a much worse image if the tone was darker than it is. But because it's so over the top and like bombastic and goofy. When you get that shit, it's like, oh, what the hell, you know, like I'm caught off guard, but also, uh, you know, you're rolling with it. You have no choice but to roll with it, essentially. At least I hope. That is my hope, anyways.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's definitely chaotic. Is the best word to describe it. I've watched it a number of times after you had shared it with us. Either it's just putting on in the background or like sitting down and properly watching it. We had like a proper watch party when we first got sent the film, and I think I likened it to Toxic Avenger meets the Trailer Park Boys. It's the most accurate way I could describe what I was watching, and I thought this is fucking brilliant. So
you hit the nail right on the head,
definitely
man.
inspired by that. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely hit the nail on the head with the Toxic Avenger part. Like, you filled in the gap with the comedy part with Trailer Park Boys, but I was watching it and I was like, this is like some Toxic Avenger shit right there that I'm watching. Like, this is fucking great. Like, it's chaos. You know, there's a lot of like craziness going on, the distortion of the noise and everything. And I was just like, it was a fun ride. Like, it was just fun. And the comedy, the humor. And I think in nowadays when found footage is made, you don't see a lot of like comedy in it. I mean, it's I don't know if I would, you know, call it horror. Yes, we have like creatures in there, things like that, but it's still found footage, right? So like the comedy aspect, like if I could think of one other found footage comedy that was like genuinely funny all the way through, was maybe like What We Do in the Shadows or something like that, you know?
Yeah. I think that with like going back to my high school days too. In high school, I probably made found footage shorts. So I've always been a lover of found footage, even when everybody else is like, fuck that, I don't care about that. Why is he still holding the camera? It's like, bro, give it up, you know? Get a life, man. What are you talking about? I'm just saying, like, I always wanted to marry comedy and horror because I think for a while when I was starting out, when I was just like a bullshit filmmaker, it was always like, oh, you know, like I want people to take me seriously with what I do, and everyone always said to me, "Hey, you should be doing comedies because you're funny. I don't know why you're trying to do this." And those people were right. Those people were right. I'm figuring it out now, but yeah, totally inspired by Trauma, and like Street Trash in particular was a huge inspiration. Um, but also like I'm pulling from a lot of found footage things too, and I think also like with my films, we destroyed two cameras making it, and we finished the movie on the third camera. It's just because I want to push these things to the brink of their life, you know, and I think that reads to the audience because of how in your face the movie is. I do think you'll know whether you'll like the movie in the first 30 seconds or not, because just that tone and style and type of comedy is very much like a punch in the face. So, you know, when people walk out early, I'm like, you know, you're welcome. Because if I had to sit you through that shit, I don't know, I'd feel horrible.
Um,
one you mentioned there that you went through three cameras to finish the film. What was the specific cameras that you were using in order to capture it?
I think that they were all Panasonic PV A306 palm quarters, which are like VHS-C compact. C is compact. What am I saying? Yeah, the first one I think got covered with skeleton vomit and hit with a foam axe and got destroyed after that. It just became like the whole image got overexposed. And then there's a shot in the movie where the cameraman's in the water and the vagrant character has like this torch and he's following him into the water. And that camera, I was the one filming that shot, and was like swimming because the current's pulling me down a little bit. I found a rock with my foot, so I stepped on it, and it rolled, and I slammed the camera into the water. And I got the tape out, but the camera was pooched, you know. So I picked up a third camera from an ex-private eye, and I was just hoping that there was a tape still in there because, you know, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of like this idea of like someone getting a tape from an ex-private eye and there being something in it. I don't know. Maybe down the line something will come out.
Yeah, that's fucking great.
But how unique is that though? Like you never hear when somebody makes a found footage that they went through so many cameras because they got destroyed in the process. That's awesome.
Oh, you know, it just, I can't take care of anything. That's why I'm not gonna have kids, man. You know, it's like me. If I own something, its life expectancy is a guaranteed short fuse. It's just the way it goes, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes we love something so much that we destroy it. Yeah, I feel like that way when I pick up my cats. I'm like, oh, I love you so much. I'm just gonna squeeze you till you explode.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that right deep in my bones, dude.
Hell yeah. And then as well, you mentioned there about the cameras. What else is part of your repertoire when it comes to making a found footage film or a film in general, in terms of things like microphones or like a camera rig? Is there anything else that you're using with that as well?
For Bum, we did use like Josh, he's also in Electric Collective, but he plays the cameraman who's doing that Shaggy impression, you know. He did bring a big boom pole. So when you see the sound girl with the actual boom pole, we are actually recording audio at that time. So,
Amazing.
and what I wanted to achieve with the sound design of the movie is I wanted to also keep it experimental, where at first like it's off the camera, like it's the camera audio, which on those palm quarters is insanely clear. I don't know how it is, but I don't know how it works. But you know, we never recorded any secondary audio for like half of the movie. It was only camera audio. And then my boy Brandon McKagan, he did the sound design, and he's a fucking wizard, dude. He just cleans things up and makes them so full. So yeah, we did eventually. When we get to the location of the vagrant on that highway, that was all with a boom pole, and it switches to a reporter mic, and then later on, when shit hits the fan, everything is on the camera audio. So I had Brandon basically design like 3 different, I guess, general sound mixes for each instrument that we were using to capture audio. So everything could, I don't know, just to toy with that idea was interesting and something I wanted to do.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. That it's functional in terms of storytelling and also capturing what you're seeing and what you're hearing. It makes it all that more genuine. I fucking love that. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
And in such a, I was going to say ancient, but it's not really that. I guess it is ancient now to us, but like it's old tech that's not really been future proof, but you're running it through a future proof test almost to try and like make sure that you have clean audio, because that's a huge component of found footage. And I think that's where it really lends itself. It really helps to stylize the film and also immerse the viewer, because like if you had that pristine crystal clear audio, then it wouldn't match what you're seeing. So I think as a as a watcher, I really appreciated it. I didn't expect it to be the actual boom that you see in in the film with the sound girl, the homeless sound girl. I love that. That's so cool.
Well, another thing too is like with the sound design in particular, Brandon and I really had to think outside the box and bounce off each other with ideas. Like there's one scene where I'm just like, because I really love world building, and I feel like, or like, using a location to its maximum potential, I guess. That's something I really think about a lot. There's a part where I'm going down, we're walking down and we're near the water. We're going towards the location, the lair or whatever. And there's a scene where I like bark. I don't know what I say. Some like, I don't know. A lot of it was off the top of the head. So, I was just like, roof. And I told Branda, I said, you should put like dogs barking in the distance. Like I set off these dogs barking and you could hear it across the water. So we literally designed that. It's for nobody. It's for no one. No one's going to think, oh my God, there's dogs somewhere. It's just like me and Brandon being like, this feels right. This is like the world. There's dogs somewhere on a property, who knows where. So it was just a lot of shit like that when we were putting it together in post. Ay.
Love it.
That's great.
But yeah, I'll hand over to you there, David.
Yeah. So I want to go back a little bit. So I'm curious. So in the beginning, when you became a found footage fan, was there something that you watched that turned you onto it, or maybe there was a couple of films that you watched that turned you on to found footage?
If I don't say the Blair Witch Project, I'm a liar. So I will say, firstly, the Blair Witch Project. I think it was around 2010. I remember watching Rec and being like, holy shit, and yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of movies that I watched. I remember there's a Spanish one, Atrocious. I don't know if it was atrocious as a film, but I did remember enjoying it. Afflicted is a banger. Dude, it's Chronicle, but like Afflicted's like the horror Chronicle in a way. Then like I remember Skinwalker Ranch. I think that was one of them. I don't know, dude. I watched so many found footage movies. I gotta say, like, lately of the last like 10 years, found footage movies that I've seen that blew me away. Honestly, I would put like a Record of Sweet Murder in the like maybe number one. I think that movie entirely from beginning to end just blows the house down, dude. Yeah, and like I wish I found that movie earlier for sure. Because I feel like if I saw that around the time I really started watching found footage movies, I would have really that movie would have really inspired me to push. And that is the thing that I really like to do as well. Is I've seen a lot of good found footage films. I've seen a lot of bad found footage films as well. And I think the worst thing a found footage film can do is be boring. And a lot of bad found footage movies, I think, use padding in the wrong way to try and, I don't know, extend the runtime or something along those lines. And I feel like I do think my movies are chaotic sort of as a reaction to a boring found footage movie, is because like I'm throwing everything into this movie. That's like, everything and the kitchen sink. It's all going, dude. And hopefully people get on the train and they like it. And if not, that's okay too. I like when people hate my movies. I like hearing about why they hate it. But if you give me 1 star and I don't hear nothing about it, forget it.
I agree. It's an invalid response. The and that was going to be a follow-up question that I was going to ask you. You know, I feel that found footage really started coming out in the last 10 years as far as like just nonstop, one right after the other from different, you know, filmmakers. And that's what I was going to ask. What would you think is the biggest issue that you see with found footage in the last 10 years? But that makes total sense. I feel like, you know, if you're going to give me a slow burn or um, you know, something exciting and it falls flat in the end, or if you're going to make me sit through the whole slow burn and not give me something at the end or something in between, you're just filling it with things that just don't need to be there. You're prolonging it longer than it needs to be. Then it's not going to pay off in the end.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I always try to act with intent. If I put something in there, I can 99.9% guarantee I have that there for a specific reason. It's not like I'm thinking, how, I don't know, like, how can we make this movie longer? It's like, no, it's always how can we make the movie sharper, but how can we make it feel full? Like Bum is only 40 minutes, but I feel like when you're done, it's such an assault to the senses that you're like, that was a full meal. I don't need to see any more. I don't need it. If it was 41 minutes, I would have given this a 1 star. You know, it's just like that's enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there was definitely a lot going on in those 40 minutes, but because there was so much going on, it felt like I had watched it for at least an hour. So I
yeah,
mean, not in a negative way, but like it felt so full, like you said, that it made it feel longer than what it was. It was a short ride, but it felt like a long ride, but it was nonstop ride nonetheless, you know. So it wasn't, you know, something that dragged on and felt like it was 2 hours and I was just bored with it. Like there was chaos throughout this whole thing and it was just a fun ride. So yeah.
yeah. It was. I'm really just like happy with something I made for once. I think between like Worm Burner and Bum, like those two, I've just been so happy making them. And it's funny because like Bum is like an angry movie. Like I wrote it in an angry state of mind, you know, and just like my displeasure of my own identity as a filmmaker and so many things that I just poured into the pot, you know. But even like the next movie I'm doing, my dog movie, it's not found footage, but it is shot on video. It's shot on tape. That has been the fucking best experience of my life. It's been the most fun, fulfilling, and like I've been unbelievably happy making that movie. So I'm like really stoked for that to come out too.
That's really great, man.
Hell yeah.
And and it goes to that old saying where if you enjoy what you're doing, you'll never work a day in your life. So if it
Yeah,
brings you joy and happiness in what in the content that you're making, the film, I'm happy for you, man. I hope it's something that you're proud of and something that everybody can enjoy.
I hope so too. Like, but after this fucking dog movie, I'm coming back to found footage, baby. I already said it. I've been planning this out for a long time, so I'm gonna come back with a bang. Hopefully.
Hell yeah. This guy's got a condom underneath his jeans because he's ready to fucking go. That's how he rolls.
Dude, I don't know. That came off the top of the dome. I don't know where that came from.
Again, I watched it a couple of times over the last few days in preparation, and oh man, some of the throwaway lines in the film were just so fucking hilariously funny that like I forgot that what I was watching for a minute, and I realized that shit was about to really hit the fan. But especially that driving scene when you're heading there, and the one that really gets me though is after Valerie Charles gives the news broadcast and like utmost professional, she's a grizzled vet, and it just cuts to you and you're like, I didn't know the baby was Asian. that to me, like, I was dying, and she's like, she said Caucasian, and I was like, this guy thought she said cock Asian. Damn sure. I was dying, man. That was so good.
That's great.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't know. Writing found footage is so weird because you have to be so, even if you're writing something outlandish, you have to approach it in the most authentic manner possible because it's the only way it's going to work. And when I am thinking, like, I'm not making this movie for anyone else, I'm making it for myself. And if I'm laughing at my own jokes, not only am I a cornball, but like, goddamn, I got to write this down. It's got to be in the movie. This is the conversation. This is where it's going to go. Why? I don't know. But I also think, like, in the time of making Bum, um, like when we started shooting Bum, uh, I had the movie, but I wasn't entirely pleased with it. So in that time, I shot Hunting Party, Brain Bucket, Worm Burner, and then I went back and finished Bum after that. Um, like the last night of Worm Burner, we shot the stuff under the bridge with the fire the same night as
Oh
Worm
wow.
Burner on the baseball field. Um, so it was just like one thing to the next, and then like we had our ending, and then I was like, I kind of want to do like a beginning with Jim Lackey and a beginning with Girth Brooks, and then like maybe we can get to the stuff. And then I didn't write it. I wrote a script for Jim Lackey, but all this stuff with me in the park and all that is all just made up off the top of the dome. Just like because I felt like, I think with Hunting Party, Brain Bucket, and Worm Burner, I didn't script those movies. They were all ad libbed, and everything was pretty much just made up on the spot. That means like we made up the character deaths that day. We made up, where we were going that day, what we were gonna do, and then I felt like I got so good at ad libbing that I said, now I want to shoot Bum because I feel like I can be less stilted playing Girth Brooks because I have had this experience ad libbing with all this, and now I'm like confident in that style. Um, Same with my dog movie. My dog movie is like not scripted at all. Everything is just like I know where I'm going from point A to point B, and then I just get all my friends together and we just keep throwing lines at each other. Maybe say this, say this, say this, say this, and then it really becomes this huge collaborative piece where you know. I don't know, everyone has a piece of the pie. And I think that it's a lot more fulfilling that way. And you never know what insane shit you can pull out of your friends by, um, I don't know, like it's fucked up, dude.
We're all for it. Like I said, I'm such a huge fan of your work. I think you have a very specific voice for not only found footage, but like bringing back SOV is
Oh yeah.
such a huge thing. Like it's such a stylized filmmaking process that just AI can't make an SOV brain slop horror movie, found footage film or whatever, however you want to describe it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do that. That's from the mind of Anthony Leroy.
Yeah, I am like hugely inspired by SOV movies, like um Susanna Capostacci, Polonia Brothers, John McBride, Tim Ritter. Like, I love watching classic Sean video movies. To me and my buddy Loxo, we fucking just rip SOV movies all the time. And ultimately, Bum is like as much a found footage movie, I think, as it is an SOV movie. Because like, I don't know, it really is a merging of those two genres. Um, where it's like the kind of cartoonish, dumbass, over the top stuff, and I think also ad libbing that is prominent in certain shot on video movies mixed with found footage. I think is like, to me, I don't see anybody else doing that. So I think that I'm gonna sit here for a bit. This is kind of my thing, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. I'm curious. The character Girth Brooks, is there an origin story to the name, or is that just one off the dome?
See, I thought it was one off the dome till I found out it was a gay porn star's name.
I'll tell you. Don't. Here's something not to do, folks. On a work computer, don't look up Garth Brooks' bum on Google Images, because I found out the hard way that Garth Brooks is also a gay porn star when I was trying to look up pictures of Garth Brooks for like making a thumbnail for this episode. So I found out the hard way that Garth Brooks is actually a gay porn star as well.
You found out the very hard way.
Yeah, the too hard way. I wish I was prepared. I wish I had a condom under my jeans.
I remember you telling me that now. You told me the day that you were doing it at work. And I'm thinking to myself, I was like, why is this dude doing it on his work computer? But you're at work, so what else would you do it on, you know?
You're a genius, brother. Keep fighting the good fight.
Hell yeah. Everything I do is on my work computer.
Safe search off.
They're probably horrified looking at your internet search history.
No, I mean, I'm not like looking up in crazy, but that was one in particular that if I was in the office, thankfully I was at home, but if I was in the office, I think I would have triggered IT to come round and be like, sorry, what are you looking at?
We just had like 8 guys in collared shirts show up and just start beating you with Ethernet cables.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, man, I didn't mean it. I'm trying to find this guy.
So sorry. I'm so fucking sorry, dude.
It was worth it.
I don't really know. I feel like the Garth Brooks character, I just is, I guess, a very exaggerated version of myself and my worst tendencies, maybe. Like, and I mean like very exaggerated. But yeah, like, I don't know. Give me a couple PBRs and who knows.
Just need a little liquid courage, that's all.
Art imitates life.
Yeah, some double denim in there, some Canadian tuxedo, cold PBR.
Yeah, I just need some like denim underwear and denim shoes, and I'm ready to rock, dude.
If you ever have like a premiere for one of your films and you don't rock up in a full like denim outfit, like head to toe, I'm going to be disappointed.
Oh, that's okay. You'll never be disappointed then.
I love that. As well, another prominent thing throughout your work in general, not just with Bum, but throughout your work, there's a lot of like glitch work that happens, camera glitching, and that almost like a tape echo type effect that's really sort of running through it. What's your process for getting some of that, and how does that entail in the edit of the work that you do?
So the glitches are like probably maybe 98% in-camera glitches from the tape. And I don't know if that's like when you look at it through the viewfinder, there is no glitches. But as soon as you start transferring the footage to digital, there's like all these fucking glitches. So the first camera we had was really bad for it, and I think it was because it was well past its life expectancy, and I helped it get a little further there. But yeah, sometimes, when everyone has different methods. Some people, like when they want to create glitch art and stuff like that, they could like magnetize it, or well, me, I'm just a caveman at heart. So I'll take the camera and I'll like beat the side of it, or like shake the camera, and then it'll create glitches as the tape is being transferred in real time. But yeah, if you move too fast with that camera, it's just gonna glitch. It's just gonna glitch. If I turn like this, it's gonna glitch. If I do this, so it's like, oh shit. A lot of the shots in Bum are not very like, whoa, I can't see anything. It is a lot of like, okay, look at this. Okay, look at this. Look at this. Because we were like, we can't keep fucking the footage up. Even though a lot of it did get like pooched for sure. I had no choice because of that first camera. Like, I could not fight against it, so I had to basically work with it. And what I did was, instead of like utilizing the glitches in their correct spots, I would cut the glitches and then move them so they could be transitional pieces, so I can move from one scene to the next kind of fluently, without really raising an eye at where a hidden cut was. It just like really helps a lot for that shit. Um, there's only two, I think there's only two or three, maximum three glitches that were like, they were still glitches, but they had a digital effect with the glitch.
Right.
And that's only because I found trying to use the transitional pieces were not as effective in those moments. So, you know, I just went full bonehead on it.
It works.
Yeah, yeah, I think it's highly effective, especially with the fact that it's SOV. I think it's really effective for sort of setting you in that period in time, because you feel like you're back in the 80s watching it, and I think I assume that was the sort of style that you were going for, with the, you know, padded shoulders and things like that, kind of set it in a bit of a time when commercial or consumer grade cameras were, you know, everywhere, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I interpret it as well. So I think it worked incredibly well.
Thank you very much, dude. Yeah, I was going for late 80s, early 90s. Um, and then I think I took like some, I got my boy Gary to make music for Jim Lackey's video at the beginning of the movie. And I was like taking some notes from like the George W. Bush administration videos. I was like, I remember these as a kid and was like, this is not what's going on. You know, but the music really is standing out to me. So I told Gary, try and do something in the vein of that. And then seeing it with the waving Canada flag, I'm just pissing my pants laughing. It's like, what is happening, dude?
Oh, it's so good. So good. And as well, another thing I want to just touch on, now I'll give you some more questions, David. But one thing I want to touch on is the practical effects that I think were done incredibly well. I think it's, especially with that type of medium, with the shot on video, like, I think it really helps with masking a lot of things like practical effects, where you can get away with, you know, using like a mannequin's head to like kick it in. It looks like it's someone being decapitated and shit like that. What was your approach? What's your approach for the practical aspect of it? It looks like it's a lot of fucking fun.
Yeah, it's always like the most fun part, I would say. The people like hurting themselves by being a stuntman, being their own or whatever. Like those are the two most fun things. At least when you're looking back at the footage, everyone's sometimes literally. And practice ever since I was a kid has been super huge to me. Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's ever since I was a kid, I think I wanted to do special effects before I wanted to start making movies. So with this movie, I knew that it would have a lot of special effects, and I also theorized that using the VHS-C would, like you say, help mask those effects, because that quality, you know, it just helps mask a lot of things. It also helps things that don't like that aren't specifically super eerie look a lot eerier, just because of how weird and kind of like, well, just analog horror is so fucking creepy. Um, and I think yeah, there was a lot of effects in this movie in particular. I think there's more in the dog movie though, and it's been really crazy. Um, like this one has just like the main, I would say the main like kill of some character, I'm not sure who, That one was like really fun, but it didn't work the way we wanted it to. Um, my effects artist, Genevieve, she's just incredible. And what she wanted to do is we threw all these like little tubes into both sides of these halves here, and then the blood was supposed to just like explode from both sides, but there were so many like little, I guess, pipes or whatever that, and there also wasn't enough pressure for the blood to explode out of it, so it just dripped down. So I had to use blood VFX just explode, but it doesn't even track when you're watching it. So I said, okay, just cut to the next shit. I was like, we have to keep using this. So I told my buddy Quentin, who played the vagrant, I said, just keep smoking that piece till there's nothing left. Just smashing it with the axe, dude, because I don't know what else to do. And we ended up keeping it, and it looks like pretty gnarly. But yeah, some of the other stuff, there is a penis gag in this movie that's so funny. And yeah, like it was expensive, dude. It was expensive to buy just that piece. So and what a piece it is. Anyways, so
Rock hard.
yeah, me and Loxa like went out back with a knife, and we were like cutting in the urethra to stick a tube through it so we could like pull it up, and then we filled the tube with like pineapple juice and fake blood. And Loxo just like just blew at the end of the fucking tube and it exploded. We couldn't stop laughing about it, dude. So after that, we always say like Loxo's got a mouth like a Hoover, because he's just gonna blow that shit to smithereens every time.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
If we're doing blood gags, Loxo's always the guy who's blowing on the tube. Just he's born on two rivers. He's got swimmer's lungs, bro. It's just he's ready.
Who needs a pressurized cannon when you can just get locks on it, come in and blow that?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, dude. It's like a party trick or something.
Oh, that's good. Oh, David, I'll hand over to you.
I am down to my final two questions.
Cool.
So, if you got anything before?
I do have a couple of questions. One of which is particularly your character in Bum, Garth Brooks, who we all know and love. I was curious if you had a particular found footage film that you would love to see Garth Brooks make a cameo in.
Dude, probably like Deadstream.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
I think that'd be really funny, dude. Those two bozos going, full Evil Dead mode. Yeah, I think that's just like meant to be in my mind. That's just the first thing that came to my head. But if I think about it, maybe like Bad Ben or something.
Oh yeah. Bad Ben's one I've heard of, but I never have seen it, but I know what it's about, and it sounds fucking batshit crazy, and I think it's hard. It's kind of hard to find all of them, kind of like Blackwell Ghost.
Yeah, there's like the Bad Ben streaming service, like it's all on Nigel Bach's website.
Oh shit!
And he's always asking for money, saying I can never make a movie again or whatever. And then please donate. And then no one donates, and then he makes another movie. So I feel like the whole movie is like Nigel Bach pissed off at a ghost in this house, pretty much. So if I could also piss off Nigel Bach in a house, just being an asshole, it would be a deep honor,
Yeah, and what got me thinking about this question really is like imagining Garth Brooks in like, especially some of the more claustrophobic type films, like Quarantine or Wreck, like especially because it's so intense and they're all stuck in an apartment building, but having Garth Brooks there just to be like, whoa, slow your roll there, Chief. Just saying like those unhinged shit would just make that movie like infinitely better.
Yeah, yeah, and you see, my mind went straight to a horror comedy. It didn't go to like a horror movie.
Yeah.
It was like straight to Deadstream. But yeah, I think I feel my life expectancy would probably be pretty low in something like Wreck. Um, like yeah, I'd be pooched for sure, dude.
Well, you think,
Maybe
yeah,
Blair Witch Project, bro. I'd get lost, in the woods and starve to death, like Tex Montana or some shit,
I would like to see Garth Brooks in so VHS has made a lot of movies, right? So I'm thinking of VHS Viral, when the guy creates the portal to another dimension where they're the cock monsters, and
Yeah,
something's
hell
about to
yeah.
go, and Garth Brooks just comes in late to the party, like he's ready to party, and then he pulls out his own cock monster. So that would be a good one.
Hell yeah, dude. Little Garth Brooks and a little Wank Williams Jr., dude.
Yeah, there you go.
with a little denim waistcoat and like he's just wrapped around this fucking monster, this monster cock. That would be great.
Speaking of denim, when y'all were talking about the denim outfit, I have this thing about, you say something that doesn't exist or might exist, and I'll go on the internet and look at it. I was looking at my phone. So it turns out that male underwear in denim does exist. And I wish I had not gone down that road, because now I just saw a bunch of men's front bumps in very tight denim underwear, protruding out the front. So it's like I can't see all that. So I wish I hadn't done that.
Welcome to the club.
Giving me welcome to the chub, dude. You giving me welcome to the semi. You're giving me some ideas, bro. I don't think I said this on a pod yet, but I am planning on doing like a 20-minute prequel, like the Misadventures of Garth Brooks, and it would be like the cameraman and Garth for like the week leading up to the events of Bum, and it would just be a comedy. It would not be like a horror movie. It would hardly have any horror elements at all. But yeah, I'm starting to think, be pretty good to kick that off with denim underwear.
Like a
That
close-up.
would be spectacular. Yeah. I completely agree with that. That Garth Brooks needs an origin story, or where he came from, how he came to be, and things like that. So that prequel is a great idea. I'm down for it, especially with the denim underwear. Maybe like a denim trench coat with it.
Denim trench coat would be fucking gnarly.
Hell yeah.
Oh well, I'm here for that. I think Garth Brooks in Bum is such an integral part of it, and I was quite gutted to find of the demise. Spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Bum, but I was quite upset at the demise of Garth Brooks. But yeah, I think as a character, I think that's probably one of found footage's funniest and most creative characters. So I am all in on any type of continuation, or he could have a fucking twin brother, kind of like in Beer Fest where he's got a twin brother.
Yeah. Landfill, dude.
Yeah.
We did a movie in 2016, like a slasher comedy, and we all got killed in it. And then 2020 we made a sequel where we were all identical twins. So we couldn't get anybody else for the roles, so we were like, we'll do it again.
Just come back. What's the name of that one?
Dusty and Dusty 2. You don't have to watch it. I don't recommend you do. But hey, it's out there.
Hey,
Dusty and Dusty too.
if people come back as their own twins, I'm all for it.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And then as well, kind of in line with found footage. One thing I also like to ask people is kind of less about what their favorite horror movies are, but what are some of the underrated ones that you particularly enjoy that you don't see other people talking about? I'm always in the hunt for new found footage and stuff that like really doesn't get enough attention and bringing it to the forefront. Do you have like two or three underrated like found footage movies that you really don't see many people talking about?
So there's this movie called Bum. No, no, I'm joking. Let me think. People are like catching on to a record of Sweet Murder, but I feel like it went under the radar for a very long time. I would say these aren't even really underrated. It's hard to find like an underrated and good one. Like Zero Day, I think that movie a lot. Like that is a masterpiece of found footage in my opinion. But I also love The Dirties, you know. Not that those movies are, you know. Here, hold on. I got a list. I got a letterbox list. I'm gonna see what I see on this shit because I know I did like a found footage list of my favorite ones. I don't know if there's anything very hidden on there, anyways. But dude, Killmageddon. That's an underrated fucking found footage movie. It played at Unnamed Footage Fest in 2024. Holy shit, dude. When that movie drops, it's gonna be an all-timer. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, dude. It's like about a couple. It's a Japanese film. It's about a couple who basically film their murders together, and I think it's like in the 90s. And then they have a child, and they decide to give up killing. But when the child gets older, he finds their tapes.
Oh shit,
dude! It is a mind-blowing found footage movie. It's one of the best found footage movies I've ever seen in my whole life. I would say top 10, bar none. Killmageddon, you gotta watch that shit. It is a banger.
Fuck yeah.
Flesh Games, David Dawson's Flesh Games. We got to talk about that shit, dude. You know, maybe Flesh Games is less underrated because it's been out longer and people maybe know about it more. But his Juggalo short film Family, masterpiece, dude.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Leech is a masterpiece as well. So I don't know, like those. I also think the Conspiracy is an underrated found footage movie.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it's a underrated Canadian found footage film as well.
Precisely right. Yeah,
which is great. And I watched it and thought it was very good. Like it was insane how well done it was. And I do see it pop up every now and again, but not to the extent that it should be. There's a lot of people should watch this. Another one that I found, which I had heard about from the guys over at Only Found Footage Fans, was the last horror movie.
Yes, from the early 2000s.
Yeah. And that was a fucking wild one. I was at a consignment store in Virginia and saw it like on the rack, like when I was checking out for like getting other stuff. I think I got like Megan is Missing on Blu-ray there as well. But
nice.
I was there and I like caught it at the corner of my eye. I was like, holy shit, and like pulled it out. I was like, holy shit, this is a found footage film. I need to get it right now. And I think it was cheap. And now I've seen it like 2 or 3 other times, like in different movie stores. But that was one that was very well done and super, super underrated as well.
Super underrated. I also want to say The Tunnel. I think The Tunnel is underrated.
Oh, yeah.
I remember, dude, I watched that movie online when it came out. We found a link and we watched it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And my family and I went on vacation to Nova Scotia, and I walk into this mom and pop store, and there's the fucking DVD for it, and it's rentals only. And I asked, "Can I buy this? I will buy this with all my money. I don't care." And she was like, "Yeah, yeah, we'll sell it to you for like $5, dude."
That's great.
Yeah, I walked out with that shit, and I brought it right back to the bed and breakfast we were staying at, and I put it on. It wasn't bed and breakfast. It was like some. It would be a sweet ass Airbnb nowadays, but yeah, like I don't know. We went back there, and I put it on the TV, and I made my family watch it, and they said, "Shut the fuck up! You're never gonna get another chance at making us watch something again." So,
Oh, that's so
I'm
good.
underrated.
Hell yeah. I got the umbrella version, like I think I got it for like my birthday or Christmas or something. Someone got me it. And it so good. It comes with a documentary as well, which is great. And yeah.
Yeah, I saw that get released, but I didn't buy it probably because too busy spending my money on booze and gambling and drugs and all that other stuff, um, recreational activities of such.
Partying.
No. I will buy it, but I bought the Lake Mungo release, and I
Nice.
said, need that. There was one that just came to mind. Oh, another Canadian found footage movie that I think is underrated is Operation Avalanche.
Hell yeah. I just got that recently as well. DVD was in Maryland. I don't know if you watch wrestling, but we were in the same town as LA Knight comes from.
Oh, nice.
Hagerstown, Maryland. They had a store in there, and I was looking through, and like I usually get, it's a bust. It's usually a bust in terms of like found footage, and I was looking through the like drama section or like some other one. I was like, oh shit, boom, DVD Operation Avalanche. David's got a store that gets some nice stuff. He just picked up a couple Quarantine on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah, I got Quarantine, and what was the other one that I got?
Unfriended Dark Web.
Unfriended Dark Web is the other one, because I got Unfriended the other day, but they didn't have the Dark Web. And then I went into the Blu-ray section today, and they actually had it. I was like, shit, I gotta take it. And then it's got like I think it's got like 3 alternate version endings or something like that on the DVD.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I gotta check that out, because why would you not want to see 3 alternate endings?
Hell yeah.
Dark Web, I think, is my favorite Screenlight movie. Like, I would say that might be a bold claim, and maybe it's not true. Maybe I have to think about other Screenlight movies. But right now, Dark Web, dude, I like the first Unfriended, but dude, Dark Web's another level of stupidity. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, I also think like that movie is like brutal as fuck and nihilistic all the way through, and I think more movies need to be that way. You know, I don't know, dude. I remember finishing that movie, dude. I don't know. It's just it knocked me flat because I think I went in with low expectations, expecting it to be kind of like similar to Unfriended, like to be maybe like a ghost story of sorts. Really good, and like kind of like a crime movie. I was like, what the hell is going on here, dude? Really glad.
I think you're back. I think you're.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, it's good.
I think the dark web was after me, dude.
Yeah, I think I think someone got unfriended, dark webbed right there. Or someone who is also has a Screen Life movie was just like, what do you mean unfriended dark web's your favorite? And they've hacked your shit.
He didn't say deadware.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it was so good. I totally agree with the nihilistic part. Like I think it was such a well done film. I think the stakes are very high when it comes to it, and incredibly real. Like I think the first Unfriended was like definitely more heavy on the supernatural aspect.
Yeah.
And this was more like it's not supernatural. It's like you're fucked. You're fucked because
Straight up.
you've not followed instructions. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, there one of the I don't know which alternate ending, like I don't know which ending is on the movie, but if it's the one I remember, you'll know when you see what one of those alternate endings that there is one ending that should have been the original ending across the board. It is the most effective, best sequence, and I will not spoil it. If you know, you know. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, definitely check out all of them, like all the different endings, because it's fun. Like they definitely like made a few different ways to try and like fuck everyone up. So, emotionally, physically, mentally.
I'm definitely checking it out tonight then.
Yeah. But yeah, I'll hand over to you, David, for your last couple of questions. I know that they are the best questions of the evening.
Absolutely.
Holy moly.
So, if you were living a real life found footage movie, paranormal found footage movie, what 3 things would you need to survive?
Paranormal found footage movie.
Paranormal found footage. I found that just asking found footage movie is such a broad, question to ask because there's so many different kinds. So like for every guest, I'm just like picking a random one just to kind of see that, how you would do in it.
There's got to be a specific thing. Yeah. Okay. I would take a human priest. That would be my first choice.
Okay.
Secondly, a gun with bullets in it. And lastly, a dildo, dude. because if the priest don't stop the demon, I'm gonna shoot himself and he can go fuck himself. That's what I got.
Perfect answer, man. I was like, the dildo. I was like, where are we going with this one? I'm curious. I was waiting for it to come. And I was like, okay, all right.
That's what the priest said.
Yeah.
The gun was definitely for the priest because eventually he's going to become useless. So
That's right. Share the wealth.
That's great. And then last but not least, if it was your movie night, whether you're at home or at a movie theater, what is your snack of choice?
Oh man. Probably like I'm gonna say lately, I would say Miss Vicky's salt and vinegar, dude. Sea salt and malt vinegar or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
But normally I would say a go-to is like Doritos and a beer, maybe 3. Depends on the day, depends on the movie. Yeah, I think that would be suffice. Usually, I don't like a fucking bag. I don't want to hear it when I'm trying to watch a movie and listen. And I'm such an asshole. I got to just like look at the TV and I have to hear the TV. I got my surround sound like strapped around my head, and I'm just like, I don't want to hear the crinkle of the bag. It goes in a bowl. That's it.
It's funny you say that because every time I go to a movie theater and they're showing all that pre-crap that they do with the trivia and all that stuff before the trailers start.
Right.
As soon as the lights go dim, like you just start hearing like shh all over the theater, like everybody's busting open the candy bags and whatever food that they brought from home that they didn't, buy at the theater that's got the loudest bag possible. Like you just start hearing it from different parts of the theater, and it's just like, wow.
Yeah, like what is going on? You had 25 minutes to fucking do that.
Yeah,
And it's like I miss popcorn and opening up like a bag of M&Ms and throwing in my popcorn, and then that's it for the day. That's my movie. That's my movie snack at the theater.
that's nice.
I don't know.
Usually I'll throw goobers in, but M&Ms are good too. I mean, the good thing about it is the candy show won't let the chocolate out completely if the popcorn's hot. So, I mean, I can see that too. That's actually pretty useful.
You'll have to give it the good old college try, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because I'm actually going to the movies tomorrow to go see Disclosure Day. So I'm definitely.
Oh yeah,
Fuck yeah.
Spielberg, baby.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Spielberg's coming back with some more fucking aliens.
I'm a sucker for any alien movie, so I got to go watch it.
You've seen E.T. the Extra Testicle?
Yeah, the extra testicle, yes.
Yes.
He looks like an extra testicle too.
It's a bouquet of balls.
That fucking head of his, man. E.T., especially E.T. dressed as like a little girl or whatever.
Yeah. Bouquet of balls, snack of choice.
I always mention to somebody that mentions E.T. if they ever remember from the 80s when the movie came out, the light finger toy that looks like a sex toy that they sold for like a short time, and it looks like a dildo with a light on the tip. That shit is hilarious every time I see it on eBay.
You're looking
Do you think
for
we're winning a fight, E.T. or Extro? That fucking weird arm thing.
Oh,
extra. I mean, E.T.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Extro.
E.T.'s too soft.
Yeah, he's too soft because he was dying. He became like symbiotic with the kid, so like they were both dying. So I think Extra would take it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, E.T.'s like nutsack Caillou. I will not elaborate.
He does look like a testicle though, like a ball bag,
Hell yeah. And Caillou's such a Canadian reference, man. Everyone fucking loves Caillou here. Like, looks like child Kingpin.
And is it just me? But he kind of like when he's walking and waddling like an uncircumcised penis from the back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time.
I knew he looked familiar.
Hey.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh well, Anthony, this has been an absolute pleasure. We will absolutely have you on again anytime, anywhere. It was a blast. Where can people follow you on social media and plug anything that you've got coming up?
You can find me on social media if you type in Daddy Deathbone. Okay, I'm out there somewhere, and Instagram is probably the best spot. Or you can check out Elytra Collective. There's also a link to that in my bio or on my Instagram. What I've got coming up next, Bonky the Mutated. An action, sci-fi, horror comedy starring my dog, a brindle boxer named Brooklyn, playing Bonky. And, it's like I'm a drunk guy who killed his father in a hunting accident, a bow accident. And, coincidentally, I'm gonna, I'm with my dog. I'm like a lumberjack dude. And then these two dimwit dudes lose a barrel of this alien chemical, and there's like a little fucking puppet monster in there, and it escapes and starts attacking people, and people start turning into melt zombies, and the military come down and they try to clean up the area, and they want to take my dog and they want to fuck with me, so I get my bow back, and we start a war in the forest like paintball, dude.
That's fucking great. I can't wait to see it.
um, and also, I will say after that, my next two things will be The Misadventures of Garth Brooks, a prequel to Bum. That's gonna be straight comedy, as I said. And then, secondly, is a movie called Wafflehead. Currently called Wafflehead. It might change, but it's gonna be more traditional, like a faux doc, found footage.
Mhm.
Um, about these two documentarians, a couple. Oh, great! And they go to this small town to pursue the sole survivor of a massacre that happened in the 80s or 90s. That's bread and butter. And this guy claimed that these people were killed by this monster that looked like its skin was made from waffle fries or waffles or whatever. And very Canadian. And so they set out to find the sole survivor. They can't find the fucking guy anywhere. So instead, they shift their focus to trying to fit into this small town and befriending his estranged son and making it seem like they're making a documentary about him and his friends who, if you want to see real Trailer Park Boys shit, wait for Wafflehead because I'm going to try and make it the funniest thing I've ever done. And, but it is going to be a creature feature. And like Bum, it will be horror centric. But I would argue that my experiment with this movie is to take something extremely ridiculous and actually try to make it horrifying instead of balancing horror and comedy. I actually just want to take something so comedic in regards to the concept, but then try and actually make it horrifying. So that'll be out sometime next year, I'm sure.
Fuck yeah.
I can't wait for all three.
Here for it. And yeah, definitely keep us informed. If you're ever in the vicinity of Toronto, then let me know. And I'll come say hi. But yeah, we had an absolute blast. I can't wait to see the stuff in the works. Also, your band Petty Fountain, I've been listening to nonstop for the past couple of days and said to my friend he's big into like hardcore music and stuff like that mostly. And I sent it over to him because I said we were talking and he was like, this band is fucking rad. So I also wanted to shout that out. So yeah, I've been listening to that a lot lately.
Thank you so much. We're going to have an EP. We're recording it right now, but it's going to blow all that shit out of the water. It's been such a blast doing these songs. And if you like deathcore, I got a deathcore band. We're playing our first shows this weekend, and I am petrified.
You're going to kill it, man.
Petrified.
But it's okay. Just pull out some Garth Brooks and you'll be fine.
There you go. Just put the mentality out there, and you'll kill it.
Here's my question. How come my girlfriend says she loves shrimp so much that when I pull mine out, she's disgusted? Huh?
It's because they don't look the same.
All right.
Thank
you guys so much for having me on here, and it's been a fucking blast shooting the shit. My heart goes out to you. You two are like the Celine Dion and Clay Aiken of my life. So just keep on keeping on, okay, brothers?
Thank you. Appreciate it. And it's been a pleasure having you on, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Namaste.